The king in the north! The king in the north!
Yo, as always, like, share, subscribe. Now let's just get into it. So, Daniel Tavera 9968 had a question, and let's just get into it. So, he said, Johnny, some important questions. Like, doesn't it annoy you when OSU fans say they didn't beat us really and our offense wasn't that great? When they said it was due to bad secondary, where JJ threw TD passes that me and you could have made, and mistakes by 5 blown coverages, where they said, other than that, we didn't do anything. With some of these reasons being partially correct, like OSU secondary was awful, does it concern you that a team with a good secondary, we can't do anything on offense if the run game is not working, which showed against Illinois and TCU, for example? With the final question, if OSU had a good secondary, do you think we lose? So this is like a 3-part question, kind of. So the thing about football and sports is, just in general, is every year is different. Every year is different for the most part. The different teams, as far as the team's makeup. So OSU could say, oh, we had 5 blown coverages, you know what I'm saying, in the game. But in the long run, it doesn't matter. You know what? You had 5 blown coverages or 5 mistakes. It don't matter. You still made them. Michigan executed on those plays. You can make a mistake. Let's say, okay, you make a mistake. The corner falls down on the Cornelius Johnson deep post. Let's say JJ doesn't see him. Let's say JJ overthrows the ball like he did. Even if you have a blown coverage, the Michigan still has to execute. And they did. The out route to Cornelius, that was flawless execution. The blitz is coming. JJ sees it, throws a dime on his back foot, and then Cornelius catches it and doesn't say, oh, I'm going down. No, I'm trying to make a big play. Broken tackle, guess what? We off to the races. You can't catch me. That ain't blown coverage. That's you getting out executed. That's what that was. Let's go to what's the other play? Colston on the with the eye candy coming around the back, and then Colston Loveland getting deep. They ran into each other. Same thing. JJ could have thrown it somewhere else, or maybe didn't see Colston Loveland coming wide open, or he could have overthrown it. But guess what? JJ and them boys executed. Or he could have thrown it. Colston Loveland just might not have caught it. Oh, I'm too open. Oh. You know what I'm saying? You still got to execute. They can come up with all these excuses they want to. Let's keep going. Donovan Edwards on the 2 long runs. Donovan Edwards has to have the vision, the anticipation, the explosion to make those plays, to make those final guys miss. You know what I'm saying? Let's say he, instead of trying to beat him to the outside, he tries to cut back, gets his leg tripped. You still have to execute. So Ohio State can say, oh, well, guess what? We caught you in the wrong defense, and Donovan Edwards took it 70. Caught you in the wrong one again, took it 70 again. That's your fault. That ain't got nothing to do with Michigan. They executed. Whether you want to say 5 plays or whatever, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing about the 5 plays. I don't get into that 5 play crap, because after we scored, after Loveland scored, and then we had another drive where we ran it down their throat. And then JJ ran it in. So I don't get into all that with them. They try to find any excuse. You just got out executed. So I hate to hear this, 5 plays. I know Zach Smith he says this a lot with the 5 plays. It don't matter. The job is to execute. If you execute flawlessly, touchdown. Whether it's 70 yards, whether it's 5 yards. We executed 5-yard touchdown. Oh, we executed 80-yard touchdown, 70-yard touchdown. Because we executing. If you're not executing on defense, don't get mad that we executing on offense, making you look bad. Oh, your secondary bad? Guess what? We made it look bad. Then when you tried to adjust, we made your front 7 look bad. Which way you want it? Either way, we made you look bad. Which way you wanted it? First half, we're going to slang it on you. Second half, we're going to slow grind you out. Oh, 60 in a cloud of smoke. How you want it? Either way, you're looking bad. Don't really matter. So that's that with the 5 plays. Now let's get to it. So let's see. OSU secondary was awful. Does it concern you that a team with a good secondary, we can't do anything? It concerns me, and it concerns me more with the secondary. It doesn't concern me as much because with this year, because JJ, another year in the system, growing pains he had last year, let's hope he took that next step. But the thing that worries me is the play calling, the route tree. Do they know how to scheme guys open? See, Ryan Day with as much as I talk bad about him or whatever, he knows how to scheme guys open a lot of the times. And that's why his quarterbacks struggle in the NFL, because a lot of the times Ryan Day schemes his receivers wide open. They'll be having 5 and 10 yards of separation because his route tree and his play design are very good. So his receivers are wide open a lot of the times. And then his quarterbacks get to the pros, and now they got to fit the ball into tight coverage a lot, make NFL throws consistently, and they can't because they build up a lot of numbers throwing to wide open guys. So that's the thing about that. So they worry me more. I want to see, how does he grow the passing games? Does he use these cupcake games to get JJ's feet wet with some of these younger and newer receivers on the team? And does he try to get Cornelius and JJ and Barner and all these guys clicking? Or they just take these games and just run it, and then we might come into a situation like last year where we just ain't been throwing it, so we got to hope for the best. You know what I'm saying? So my worry isn't really with JJ in the passing game. It's the offensive coordinator and his play designs and the route tree. That's what more worries me about the passing game. But if they don't show that they're willing to take a few games to have maybe a few growing pains and to, really try to unlock it, then we could have a game or two where we struggle when we can't run the ball. We struggle and, we're trying to pass it and they're struggling with it. You know what I'm saying? Like we did against Illinois and I guess you could say TCU, but JJ had 340 something on TCU. It's just those picks that killed him. You know what I'm saying? They waited too long to really try to let him throw it, and then he had already threw a pick, got his mojo, started cooking, then threw another pick. So it's capable. They just have to stop being – this is one of the problems to me. You have to stop being scared to throw these deep passes and the deep ball. Like when you run the ball like we do, and teams know whether we run it well or we don't, we're still going to stay consistent with the run game. So to counter that, you have to have play action passes because teams expect you to run it down their throat, whether they got a good defense, bad defense, it don't matter. They've been stopping it all game. They still expect Harbaugh to try to run it down their throat. So with that being said, to counter that, you have to use the play action. because those safeties and even those corners are looking to come up for the run. So a good play action with some eye candy, and you're going to get deep because they're looking in the backfield. They're expecting you to run. So you just have to understand that play action with Harbaugh's offense or Moore's, whoever's, play action has to be your best friend. Play action is your best friend because you're going to get that separation and have them hesitating because they're so focused on stopping the run. So that's what I feel about it. To me, they need to throw it early in the year. The running game will be fine. Like I said before on other videos, running game will be fine. Get these young receivers and JJ in a groove early so he can, get any kinks and anything that might not be there with the passing game, get it taken care of before you get to Big Ten schedule. You never know when a team stops our run and we're going to need JJ, to take the game. Me, I would love for us to be very balanced this year, but who knows? You know what I'm saying? Who knows with Harbaugh? He might just if it ain't broke, if it ain't broke, why fix it? We finna run this rock, and JJ, you finna game manage unless they just stop us from running it. So that was a bunch, but let's see. If OSU had a good secondary, do you think we lose? If they had a good secondary last year, I mean, it's possible, but the thing about that, the whole game changes. And this is the thing, before I can even talk about their secondary, they got Don Brown Jr. What Jim Knowles showed last year, that was Don Brown Jr. So with that being said, if you going to put all those guys in the box and you want to blitz all the time, your corners, your safeties, they're on islands. And unless you got some NFL caliber players, unless you got an NFL caliber secondary all the way around, I'm talking about both corners, both safeties, you in a bad situation. That's just a fact. So if you come in with that blitzing, we're in man, everybody's on an island, unless you got NFL Pro Bowlers out there, it's a bad situation. Your secondary, you're going to make your secondary look worse than it really is because you're putting too much pressure on those guys to be great, to be perfect. Because you one-on-one. And you can say what you want about Cornelius and Roman. Even Roman was open multiple times on their secondary, and JJ went to Cornelius. On one of those long runs, he was wide open. On those long passes, he was wide open and probably would have took it to the house. So you trying to play that tight man coverage, hoping the blitz get there. One quick move at the line, you beat. Give it to me. So I don't think their secondary was as bad as it seemed. I mean, it probably was bad, but Jim Knowles' scheme make it look worse than it was. So if they still trying to run a Blitzburg scheme where, we're going to blitz corners, safeties, you're on an island, then it ain't going to matter. You're going to have some real dogs to get away with that. Now, Michigan doesn't have the caliber of receiver as Ohio State, but they good enough to beat man coverage. That's a fact. They good enough to beat man coverage on pretty much most teams. Pretty much all teams. I mean, man coverage, it's just hard to play, and you got no help. Because the safety, he's on the island. So who somebody going to get lit up? Is it going to be this strong safety? Is it going to be your corner? Is it going to be your free safety? Is it going to be this corner over here? Somebody going to get beat. It's just, can I get enough time to throw that pass? Oh, they picked it up. Oh, he's beat. Touchdown. Oh, the blitz is coming. Hot route. Ooh, got it away, and it's a dime. Oh, he broke a tackle. See ya. I could write a book on this because I saw it for years with Don Brown. Tried to warn OSU fans what was going on with their defense. They didn't want to believe me until after the game. Tried to tell them. He blitzing them linebackers. When I did my breakdown, when I did my pregame video, I do my homework. People think I don't do my homework on these teams. I do my homework. I already watched Ohio State, but I start going through their film. Oh, when Jim Knowles is blitzing those linebackers, he's blitzing them. They coming. He's sending 3 of them. He's sending 2 of them. He's sending all of them. That means the corners are on an island. That's Don Brown type scheme. Corners on an island. You need NFL players to get away with that. And even in the NFL, you can't get away with it consistently. It's too difficult. So I'm not sure if Jim Knowles will tweak that scheme. If he's smart, he will. Or somebody will tell him he has to. If he's not, and this is my scheme, I'm gonna be blitzing these linebackers, and we're gonna. Then it's possible they could get lit up again. Them corners ain't that good. I don't care who you got out there. You can put Joey Porter Jr. or whoever you, whatever top name corner you want to. You're gonna need the best corners in college football to get away with it. You're gonna need the best corners and safeties in college football to get away with a Don Brown, Jim Knowles scheme. If Jim Knowles stays the same and tries to do that, you're gonna need the best. You ain't gonna need he's a reliable corner, or he's a reliable safety. No, you're going to need, that's the best safety. That's the best strong safety. That's the best corner. That's the second best corner. You're going to need dudes like that where this whole secondary is the best. You ain't going to be able to get away with, these guys are, he's serviceable. And he's a good player. No, he's going to have to be great to get away with that scheme. That's just a fact. We know from experience. So if not, now if he tweaks it and has safeties over the top more and does different things, then who knows how the game will play out. But this year is a different year. We have to see how we're going to play. Are we going to be more balanced? Are we going to come out trying to throw it a little more? You know what I'm saying? Every year is different. Harbaugh comes with the same thing most of the time with the run game, but, we got different. Morris has taken over the full job. JJ, 5-star, elite arm talent. They might give him the reins. We don't know. We have to see. But that's what I got on that. You know what I'm saying? I can't say if we would lose if they had a better secondary, because to me it's not just the secondary, it's their scheme. The scheme is trash. You put too much pressure on your corners and safeties. It's Don Brown 2.0. So that's the thing about that. So we'll see if they tweak their scheme or if he wants to be stubborn and continue to run that Blitzburg. My safeties and corners are on the island. You just putting a whole lot of pressure on that secondary to be great. Not be good, to be great. Because that's what they have to be to get away with it. It's just a fact. It's just a fact. So that's all I got for this one, y'all. I appreciate the question, bro. If y'all got a question, drop it on one of these videos, comments. I'll see it and I'll get on here and, get to cooking. But that's all I got. I appreciate the comment, bro. Like, share, subscribe. And as always, go blue.
It's great to be a Michigan Wolverine. It's great.